he did something interesting to me. He sent me an NDA. Happy day, you got Pet Waste Millionaire here. I want to quickly talk about non-disclosure agreements. I recently, this past weekend, I had been speaking, I've been talking to people throughout the pet waste industry, the home services, the lawn and landscape industry. I want to talk to as many people as I can because the reason I'm doing this is to build a community. I need partners at Scoop Soldiers and partners at Chorbie through franchising over the next 3, 5, 10 years. I've got some very ambitious things going on, and we're building technology to really execute a national approach to disrupt home services, disrupt franchising, and I don't say that to be cliche. But anyways, I'm talking to as many people as I can and trying to network and grow my network. It's not something that I've historically been great at. I'm trying to get better. So, been talking to this gentleman. I was in Jacksonville a few weeks ago, and he had reached out via Messenger on my Facebook, and I answered. I said, yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. I'm talking to different people all the time. And he did something interesting to me. He sent me an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, before he'd even get on the phone with me. He would not talk to me without an NDA. And I thought that was kind of odd. Like, I talk to people every day, and also competitors, people that have exited the business, people that are retired. I talk. Sometimes people have stuff to tell me that's you could consider proprietary, but I've never had anybody ask me to sign an NDA before they'll even have a 3-minute conversation. The interesting part was this gentleman, I didn't even know his last name. The way he had his Facebook set up, didn't even have his last name. He just told me that he knew some competitors in the pet waste business that are about to franchise, and basically trashed him and said they're not very friendly, or I forget the word he used. And I thought to myself, well, I'm always interested in hearing about the pet waste business, and I'm always interested, especially when it's evolving, franchising. I'm a huge believer in the franchise model when it's done right. And so he sends me an NDA, and I emailed back. I said, hey man, let's just get to know each other. Let's talk. I can't sign, as a responsible entrepreneur, I can't sign an NDA that is just broadly, I can't sign that. What if we're working on some things that are proprietary, that this person comes to me with and says, well, so-and-so is working on this over here. Whatever it is that he thought was so proprietary, what if it's not? What if it's something I'm already doing? I would literally be setting myself up for a lawsuit if I would have signed such a thing. And so I'm not saying you should never sign non-disclosure agreements. They're necessary in many cases. But you should not rush to sign one, because every time you sign an NDA, you are immediately opening yourself up to possible legal liability. There is hands down, that's what it's there for. If you sign an NDA and then the person you've signed that NDA with, you have now somehow gone and said something to somebody else that they deemed as though you were breaking that NDA, they can sue you. And you signed that NDA. Maybe they have a case, maybe they don't, but the point is why even mess with it? We're in the pet waste business. There's not all that much that's secret. The anti-franchise people are always talking about how there's really no secrets, and there's some truth to that. The secret, you can't put your finger on it. Like I could sit and tell the entire world what we do as a franchisor, but my franchisees are still being better served. It's not like somebody's going to take that information and duplicate exactly what Scoop Soldiers has done. There's a lot of work that goes into that. So I digress, but be careful when people are wanting you to sign an NDA. They might be trying to trap you somehow. I don't know if that's what this person was doing or not, but I didn't get a chance to find out because he wouldn't speak to me by phone until I signed an NDA that I wasn't going to sign. So it was an interesting take. It's interesting getting to know and getting out there and meeting and networking with people. Be sure to comment, like. If I'm ever in town, whether it be the T-Pig tour or just traveling, I want to make sure that we can maybe gather lunch or just catch a call. Reach out, comment below, send me an instant message. Let's talk.